Hi everyone, I'm Kathy Hazel Adams. Thank you for joining me today. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning to the channel, welcome back. As always, if you find this video helpful, please remember to click like and subscribe, maybe share it with your friends to make it more visible to everybody. I'm recording this today. I completely did not see this coming. This came up in my morning meditation, and I was strongly urged to just track this, follow it, and write it down, and so I have. I'm going to call this sort of an addendum piece to the actual attunement workshop that I taught about a week ago. Now, you don't have to have attended it, and you don't have to have watched that attunement back to absolutely get what I'm talking about today, what came out today. But I am recording it for you all on YouTube, and I'm recording it as an addendum for those who attended or watched back the attunement workshop, because they have the complete background to this, but this stands on its own. As I've shared with all of you before, I have been who I am and doing what I do and being what I am since I was a little tiny kid, actively, consciously learning how we create our own reality, what the nature of our reality really is. That's always been my focus since I was a very, very young person. And I realized just in later years that I've always been channeling information. I just didn't know that, and I didn't know to call it that. I just had all this wonderful insight and information coming to me throughout my life. So about a year and a half ago, I came across the attunements that Paul Saley's guides present. And those are a set of sentences, lines that build one upon the other, that are encoded with intention to allow your consciousness to raise higher and higher, expand and expand. And what I found with those is that each line can actually be used as a meditational portal into depths of understanding and expansion of meanings, and layers and layers and layers of meanings that you wouldn't necessarily be aware of the first 1 or 20 times you go through them and feel each line that way, as I've done. But in any case, this morning, as I was going through the beginning lines of those attunements, this exact information just came through, and I just had to write it down. Pretty much almost like dictation, but as always, I'm understanding and feeling the words as they come through. So it's channeling, and I'm present and understanding real time the direct information as it's coming through and feeling it. I'll go ahead and read this to you as it came through. I did leave room here or there to just inject a little piece of information, background information, if it's needed. And I hope this doesn't go too long. So I'll start with this underpinning. The attunements start with I am word. I am word through my body. I am word through my vibration. And word is the conscious energy of God consciousness in action. It's the God consciousness expressing, being, acting, creating. And the guides specifically use the word God, and they use the word word. I am word. I am word. And the attunements end with God is, God is, God is. So they use those words. But the exact words with the feeling and the explanation that came up this morning was, I am source consciousness in this reality in my body. And I do want to explain, in this reality, that takes into account, already baked in, built in, that I am a focal point of perception of the God source consciousness. So when I say in this reality, that means in this reality that I am creating, experiencing, and inhabiting. It includes me, it includes everything I see around me in the entire world. So I am source consciousness in this reality, this focal point, this lens of perception that includes myself and everything around me, in my body. I am source consciousness in this reality in my body. I am source consciousness in this reality in my vibration. I am source consciousness in this reality, this focal point of perception and creation, in everything I see and experience in my life and in the world and everyone around me. I am source consciousness in this reality in my realizing that I am source consciousness in this reality, through my identifying myself as source consciousness in this reality. Which again, remember, is my unique version, experience, and creation of reality. I know who and what I truly am. And then there's a line of the attunements that says, I know how I serve in truth. And what came through this morning is, I know I exist to express, fulfill, and materialize to the best of my ability, my unique pattern of potentials. Now that's what Seth refers to as value fulfillment. We are each a unique set of virtually infinite, but potentials and areas of potential. And we're here to explore and fulfill those to the best of our ability. And my service is fulfilling to the best of my ability source consciousness's intention, and even incarnating, expressing as me with my, I'm going to say, pattern or blueprint of potentials. I really want to use the word outline, because there's not certain things you have to do, and it's not that predetermined. It's an outline of the areas of potential that source consciousness had the intention in us of exploring, learning about, fulfilling, materializing, learning. So my existence, my being, serves to express the conscious intention of the source consciousness in expressing and creating itself as me, as you, through your perspective, through your focal point of perception. So our service is to fulfill our true, authentic outline pattern of potentials to the best of our ability. Now, part of our pattern of potentials, or of our values to be fulfilled and explored, could very well be learning from serving others, doing work of a certain type, doing healing work or charity work, or whatever the work it is that you feel called to do. If we're encountering or seeing a lot of suffering in others, others doing without, others needing help and generosity, then it may be that part of what Source is exploring and experiencing and learning about is our unity, our oneness with others, that we are all literally focal points, expressions, and perceptions within one light. We are all fulfilling that outline. We are all fulfilling our value potentials. For many of us, especially those of you who are watching this today, we are learning consciously that we are experiencing on the outside exactly what our pattern is on the inside. Our life situations, our bodily health, the things that we see going on in the world. Literally, that what we see and experience in the world and in our own lives, in our own situations, is an exact picture of what we believe about ourselves and our world and our place in it, how we see ourselves in it on the inside. I just saw a 20-minute video from somebody, I can't remember his name now. I'll leave a link below. But it was something about the brotherhood and the lessons he learned from the brotherhood. Now, I don't really know or care what the brotherhood is, and I am not recommending that we all run out and try to become part of the brotherhood. That's not the point here. He said the first lesson he was taught, they're just brief lessons, sentences that you go off and explore in your life, is as within, so without. As within, so without. Every single thing we experience in our life, our bodies, our relationships, things that seem to happen to us, things that we see going on, are all projections or reflections of our exact pattern of energetic ideas that we hold in our own fields. Again, about ourselves, the world, what's true in the world, what our place is in the world, how we're seen in the world, those kinds of things. He said it takes only a minute to learn that, as within, so without. It takes a lifetime to master. And if there's any part of you that's sort of going, yeah, I know, but this happened to me, that kind of thing. Honestly, there are no exceptions. I can't stress that enough, and I've spent decades understanding and living with that. There are no exceptions. As within, so without. And actually, one of the higher dimensionals, I don't know if it was one of the Arcturians or one of the creators, but one of the higher channeled dimensionals had said that realizing that you create your own reality at all times, in all ways, is the first step to awakening to who and what you truly are. You are source consciousness in this reality, through this focal point, through this lens, with your unique outline of value potentials. So let me know in the comments what you think and feel about all of that. If you are interested in actually watching back that attunement workshop, and I highly recommend it, it is available for absolutely free on my Patreon page, which is patreon.com, Kathy Hazel Adams, Quantum Spirit. It's under the Attunements collection, and you don't have to be a member of my page, and you don't even have to sign into a Patreon account. It's just simply available to the public. So I hope something I said today was useful to you in some way. Have a wonderful, magical day.